Good morning and welcome to the 2021 BCA Eitaikyo Perpetual Memorial Service. My name is Reverend Michael Endo, and I'm the Executive Assistant to the Bishop, Reverend Marvin Harada at the BCA, and I'll be serving as your chairman this morning. These are certainly unique and unprecedented times for all of us. In this year's BCA National Council and this morning's Eitaikyo service is certainly no exception as we conduct this service on Zoom this morning. I thank you for joining us from your homes this morning. 122 years ago, the BCA was founded through the leadership, efforts, and the encouragement of the 21st spiritual leader of our Honganjiha tradition, His Eminence Monshu Kosong Otani, or Myonyo Shonin. At that time in 1899, Myonyo Shonin composed a poem which reads, Moto yorimo hito ni hedate wa nakari keri, hitotsu minori no tane ya shikamashi. Among all men who are equal, let us disseminate the seeds of the Dharma. The original poem, written in Japanese on a scroll, hangs on the wall of the bishop's office at BCA headquarters. It is through this annual Eitaikyo service that we remember with gratitude and deep appreciation the many, many BCA ministers, leaders, and members who have returned to the Pure Land before us for carrying out the wishes of Myonyo Shonin. It is because of their work and efforts that we today are able to receive the teachings of Shinran Shonin and to hear the calling name of Namu Amida Butsu. We will now proceed with this morning's service with the chanting of the Sutra Sambutsuge, led by our BCA Bishop, Reverend Marvin Harada.
Sadaiyan 書変死諸国行税生じ異人難行両が差仏国土第一五種奇妙道場超絶国妙内容二無闘争がと愛民道脱一切自法来所心熱症状意図が国経楽安の好物神妙税が師匠発願の非力少所欲自法世尊自衛無下上領子孫自我信行計量子子諸空独種画行生じ人寿不敬ナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブがにしくどく平等性一切どんぼだいしおじょあんあこくナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダムナマンダ
Next, we will have the Gatha Ondoksan 2. I would now like to call upon Reverend Harry Bridge, and Reverend Dr. Takashi Miyaji to lead us in the three treasures and Sankiemon.
The three treasures. Hard is it to be born into human life, now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the Buddha Dharma, now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be freed from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of your way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves your supreme will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in your life of harmony and a spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through myriad ages of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teaching.
Sankiemon. 人参受けがたし、今すでに浮く。仏法聞きがたし、今すでに聞く。好み根性に向かってどせずんば、さらにいずれの章に向かってか好みをどせん。大衆ものともに指針に参謀に帰依し立て祀るべし。自ら仏に帰依し立て祀る。まさに願わくば主情とともに大道を体現して無常意を起こさん。自ら法に帰依し立て祀る。まさに願わくば主情とともに深く教蔵に入りて知恵海のごとくならん。自ら僧に帰依し立て祀る。まさに願わくば主情とともに大衆を通りして一切無下ならん。無常人人未明の方は百千万号にも愛用ことがたし、我今検問し授事することを得たり、願わくは如来の真実義を下し立て祀らん。Please join me in 合唱。ナモ阿弥陀仏。ナモ阿弥陀仏。ナモ阿弥陀仏。ナマンダブスナマンダブスナマンダブスナマンダブスナマンダブス。
It is now my honor and pleasure to call upon our BCA Bishop, Reverend Marvin Harada, who will introduce our guest speaker for this morning's service.
It is my honor and privilege to introduce our speaker for our Eitaikyo service, our former Bishop, Reverend Kodo Umezu. Allow me to give his history as a minister in the BCA. Reverend Umezu joined the BCA in 1973, receiving orientation first at the Fresno Betsuin, and then being assigned there as a minister in 1974. He served Fresno for 2 years, and then studied at IBS for 4 months, before joining the United States Navy in 1976, serving for 4 years. He was assigned to the LA Betsuin in 1980 and served there for 7 years, until being assigned to the Buddhist Church of Oakland in 1987, serving there until 1996. In 1996, he was appointed as the executive assistant to the bishop under Bishop Hakubun Watanabe. In 2005, he was appointed as the first director of the BCA Center for Buddhist Education, and in 2012 was elected bishop of the BCA, serving 2 terms until his retirement on March 31st, 2020. Over the years, I have always gained from listening to Reverend Umezu's Dharma talks. Once, many years ago, when Reverend Umezu was serving in Oakland, Sensei asked me to speak at one of the special services in Oakland. After the service, an elderly lady came up to me and thanked me for my message. She said, "Thank you for the nice message today." But our sensei, he's number one. That was the high regard his members had for him. Now to deliver our Dharma message, Reverend Kodo Umezu.
Namandam, Namandam, Namandam.偶然のご縁多少にももう愛がたく真実の上心奥行にも得がたしたまたま行心を得ば遠く祝宴を喜べもしまたこの度疑問に不平せらればかえってまた交互協力せんとダマンダウツナンバンダウツナare hard to encounter even in many lifetimes is a decisive cause of birth, Amida's universal vow. Hard to realize even in myriads of kalpas is pure Shinjin that is true and real. If you should come to realize this practice in Shinjin, rejoice at the conditions from the distant past that have brought it about. But if in this lifetime still you are entangled in the net of doubt, then unavoidably you must pass once more in the stream of birth and death. Naman doubts, naman doubts. Good morning, everyone. No response? Henry Sensei, you could say good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for inviting me to be the speaker for BCA's Eitaikyo service. Actually, last year in Seattle, I was the speaker for the Eitaikyo, so I wasn't thinking of being speaker again, but somehow they asked me to speak this Eitaikyo service. So I put the condition, if I could speak from the real podium, I said I would accept the invitation. So they were kind enough to set up this place at the San Francisco Buddhist Church. So I could be here and give a Dharma message to you through this YouTube or whatever, Zoom. I'm not good at those high-tech internet kind of thing. So I think I retired at the right time. I don't like to speak into a micro camera and speaking to no one. So I asked someone to be in the Gaijin. And today I have a wonderful listener here, Reverend Henry Adams, sitting in front of me. So there are many people in this country, not just in this country, but this entire world looking for a spiritual guidance. And the BCA, our community, has been providing a space and place for people, helping us to live our life, the only life that we live. So this video was made for, depends on how and who sees us, we change, our title changes. We are just we, as we know, but how are we seen in the eyes of the compassionate being, the Buddha? How am I looked at by or in the eyes of Buddha? That's what we need to hear. That's what we need to find out. The essence of Jodo Shinshu is the essence of Buddhism, Shinran Shonin says. We are here to hear the calling coming from somewhere. Somewhere is somewhere that we don't know, but not coming from us, not coming from someone else. It's coming from some place. That's Cho se, we always chant Jusege. It's BCA's, what do you call, whenever we get together, we chant Jusege. The very first line, Ga gon cho se gan, cho se gan. Cho se means not this world, but transcending this world, beyond, above, or we cannot describe anyway. Cho se gan, negai, the wish coming from someplace else. And that's what we need to hear. Otherwise, we cannot live our lives with fulfillment and joy and gratitude. Right? So that's called the Hongan, primal vow, the wish of the universe, wish of the life itself, wish of the Buddha. The Buddha is not just a body just standing there and saying, I am the Buddha. Buddha is the heart. Buddha is the kimochi. Buddha is the compassion, not staying still, moving toward us with the tears, with the concern. Many years ago, when Kakeha Sensei, many of you might know Kakeha Sensei. He is the one of the well-known scholar, minister of Honganji who passed away maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Anyway, Kakeha Sensei came here for Centennial, and also he came back for IBS. And before I became bishop, Matsumoto Sensei asked me to take him around, and I had a chance to talk to Kakeha Sensei in his own hotel room. I sat there for 2 hours, listened to him. And nowadays, we have so much time, right? You have time. I don't know, maybe you have no time, but I'm retired and I'm confined at home, so I have time to visit the YouTube. Then there are so many YouTube, Dharma messages you could visit. And fortunate enough that I understand Japanese, so I like to listen to Kakeha Sensei's message, or Inagi Sensei, or Yamamoto Bukko Sensei, all these great senseis' messages there. And Kakeha Sensei, he always uses the word Hotoke no kodomo, Buddha's child or Buddha's children. So I asked him, what do you mean by Buddha's children? Did the Buddha give birth to us? He said, no. It's not the Buddha giving birth to us. Means Buddha is thinking just like parent. So in the sutra, it says best friend, best friend. But Japanese people like this oya, parent. But this country may not work that way. The best friend, he is the best friend that's thinking about you. We are living this life being thought of by someone. Kusada Sensei used to say, being thought of by someone. Kakeha Sensei says, somebody is caring, somebody is loving you, somebody wants you to find a true home. Right? So we are the family members. So Buddha is not looking at just the Jodo Shinshu members. Okay, you are family members. Oh, non-Jodo Shinshu. No. Buddha is saying all beings are members of this big family. But the way I see, no. These are my family. They are not my family. So there's a big gap. So we have to live this life as I see, but same time, we need to listen to what Buddha is saying about our existence. These two need to meet. And that's where you find great world where you could live your life with confidence, joy, appreciation. So Buddha is constantly, through various means and tactful means, reaching out inviting us, Namo, please Namo, the infinite realm. Amida Buddha, we say, oh, Namo Amida Butsu, just say Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. No, not just saying Namo Amida. What does that mean? What is Buddha saying? We live our lives with a Namo mind, okay? Namo mind is relying on something. Usually we Namo more like a Google, computer information. Someone in Japan said, computer information is nothing but the Benjo no Rakugaki. It's a graffiti on the toilet wall. It's not reliable. But we look at it and say, oh yeah, that's true and real. No, these are just junk information. But that's how, we live our life, relying on science or information from the internet, my own judgment, Buddha with the tears. That's the false pretense. That's how we get into all these difficulties in our life. So Buddha's voice, Namo, please Namo, this Amida, so Shinran Shonin didn't say, just say Namo Amida Butsu. Please hear the meaning behind. Please listen to the intent. Then you say, how true, no room for doubt. So Hotoke no Kodomo has a deep meaning. Hotoke no Kodomo. Okay? When we see, oh, these people are no good. These people are great people. But in the eyes of Buddha, same respectable being. Each and every one of us received this life. But our mind is not encountering with a true and caring heart and mind embracing. That's where the difficulty, because we have strong, firm belief in ourselves, but chipping in from the other side, listen, recite, find out. When I went to a Berkeley Buddhist temple some years ago, there was a sign on the wall that says, yesterday is today, today is today, tomorrow is today. I like the saying, yesterday is today, just like a BCA. The past is here now, and the present is present, but this moment we are creating our future. Okay? We are creating the future. But when we create the future, we need to bring in the Buddha's teaching into it to change the course. And that is the magnetic power of the Buddha's teaching that influencing you, influencing us or me. That's the temple, that's the community. And that is something that we need to understand and help create. I don't know, help create, but ourselves, first of all, no one can live for you. You have to live your life. I cannot ask my wife to eat for me. I have to eat. I cannot ask my daughter to take shower for me. I have to take shower. Same way, you cannot ask someone else to listen to the Dharma. You or I am responsible. You are responsible. And you listen to the Dharma to change, transform your life, the gift. And I have this little rock here. I brought this from my yard. But anyway, Shinran Shonin said, we are like the rocks or stones or broken piece of tile or pebbles. But when we encounter the teaching of the Buddha, all these things transform into gold piece. Gold piece. All beings. Gold piece. Buddha means Buddha. Entire world is putting the hands together, bowing and praising people. please live your life, you know, with Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu. You know, this, I don't know about other religions. I think whatever they're trying to say is something similar, something higher than us. We need to be connected. We need to be listening to, you know. So Namo Amida Butsu is, to me, deep sorrow and the tears of a friend and parents and the Buddha. Eitaikyo service is the message from the past. People who have become Buddha, they are wishing our true happiness and wellness by encountering Buddha Dharma. So let us, you know, appreciate this condition. Like Shinran Shonin said, if you encounter the teaching, go back and appreciate all the karmic conditions that have brought you here. I thank BCA. You know, BCA was here for me, really. Was kind to me. BCA nurtured me, gave me the chance to visit Shinran Shonin's teaching. And BCA is here for you. I thank you very much for giving me this wonderful opportunity to share Shinran Shonin's message. And let us continue to, you know, humbly listen to people's wishes, Shinran Shonin's wishes, Amida Buddha's primal vow. We are being called on, we've been thought of, we are being wished. I thank you very much. I'd like to conclude my message by reading Gobunsho in Japanese. Namanda Butsunam. Shōni一流のご歓迎の趣は信心をもって御とせられ候。そのゆえはもろもろの造業を投げ捨てて一心に皆に奇妙すれば不可思議の眼力として仏の方より往生は事情せしめたもそのくらいを一年発起入賞状始終とも釈しその上の称名念仏陀如来我が往生を定めたまいし言法人の念仏と心べきなりアナカシコアナカシコナマンダムツナマンダムツナマンダムツナマンダムツナマンダム
Thank you very much, Umezu Sensei. It's good to see you live like this after 1 year. I thought I might forget what you looked like, but you look the same, maybe a little older. But Honto, it's nice to see you. On a personal note, I've known Umezu Sensei for over 34 years, and I've had the privilege of working side by side with him over those 34 years. And so I'm really honored to know you. Thank you very much for sharing your words of wisdom. Your words are always enlightening and encouraging to all of us. So thank you very much for being our speaker this morning for the BCA Eitaikyo service. With this will conclude our 2021 BCA Eitaikyo service. It is with the deepest sense of gratitude and appreciation that we remember all of those who have returned to the Pure Land before us, but who continue to encourage us and to encourage us to live our life guided by the Onenbutsu. I wish to take this opportunity to express our appreciation to Reverend Marvin Harada, our BCA bishop, for officiating this morning's service, and to Reverend Kodo Umezu for being our guest speaker for this Eitaikyo service. I'd also like to thank Reverend Harry Bridge and Reverend Dr. Takashi Miyaji for your participation in the service, and also a special thank you to the ministers of the Bay District for their guidance and assistance, and also their participation in this morning's service. I would also like to thank all of those who make up our technical crew behind the scenes for helping to make this today's Zoom virtual service a possibility. And finally, as your chairman this morning, I wish to again thank all of you for joining us for today's Eitaikyo service from your living rooms. Please join us again this afternoon from 1:30 p.m. on Zoom for a number of special programs, or rather on YouTube, I guess it is, including a tribute to Reverend Umezu, recognizing him for his retirement from the BCA, along with a number of other programs. A schedule of this afternoon's programs will appear on the screen following this conclusion of this service. So again, as your chairman, I thank all of you for your participation and for joining us for this morning's BCA Eitaikyo service. And if you could please join me in Gassho, I'd like to close this morning's service. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you very much.